Hello and welcome to Stockton Junction. It's just a very quick video today to show tell you what I've been up to and what the next stages of the layout are going to be. So as you might see, I've ballasted all of this. Don't think I did that in the last video. I did that since. So I've got that done up to about just up here. And obviously that track will continue on later on, but that'll be at a later stage. I haven't done any more in these areas, just got a lot of trains out at the moment. And round this side, what I've also been doing is all the track work that goes underneath here, I've ballasted all the way through the tunnel. And there is a reason for that. Most people wouldn't ballast under their tracks, and I have. Also, as you can see, it's a bit messy, but I've cut out all the top boards are in place. The only thing I do need to do is cut this one back about another 3/4 of an inch along there to make for the tunnel portal entrance area. And the reason I have ballasted all the way through the tracks is so when I run a camera train going through, you won't just go from ballasted to unballasted all through there. Obviously underneath the main layout you will, but for that section you won't. And also because obviously it comes through into the station, so it just looks a bit nicer. So I'm going to leave this back area for now. I'm going to work on that pretty much later on. What I want to do is get that corner of it finished where all the coaches and that are, and I do want to get this side here done. So I took out a lot of old tracks where the old TMD area was. I'm just going to move down. It's quite a long way down at the moment, as you can see. There was a lot of roughness where I've taken the old cork up, etc. And I could have sanded all of this, but to be honest, the amount of dust that would have chucked up into my railway room I didn't want. So what I've tried to do is I've glued bits of board down, thick cardboard, and I've weighted them with a big bit of wood, and basically all those jars and bottles that were up there, doing one section at a time, and they've all gone down quite well. There's no obvious bumps or anything. And what I'm going to do, which is pretty controversial I expect in railways, because let's face it, if you were building this railway, I expect you would put the road coming down this side with the buildings there facing towards the view of yourself. I'm going to do it a bit differently because, again, running a camera train along there, when you do run it down there, you're going to see the fence here, but you're also going to see all the buildings coming up behind. So for running shots, it's going to be quite interesting. And also, if I wanted to put, say, a little camera over here facing this way, it would have a lovely view of the trains passing through from that angle with some actual decent background. So I'm going to have the road this side. So I'll have a little fence all the way along here with a bit along this edge, and then the pavement, which is what these strips are, they're going to be where the pavement is. And obviously I'm going to fill this whole side here with buildings, petrol station, which I'm going to scratch build, all sorts of shops and maybe some businesses, that sort of thing, and we'll go from there. The other thing I have done is, originally, if I just swing back over this side, so I've got two up lines here, which obviously split there. It splits from one up line. If you look at the tunnel entrance, I've got three lines. So you've got the up line, which is the rear line, the down line, which is the middle line, and then I've got a freight line, which is the nearest. All three of those at this end here, at this point, split into two lanes each. So the up line and down line, right at the back, just where, to the right of that giant PVA tub, at the back there, these both go back into 2 points. If I just show you on here, they go from 1 to 2, past the train station, back to 1. Same with the middle. Originally, the freight line came down here, split into 2, went round here as 1 track, and split into 2 to go into the old permanent way depot that was going to be on the other side. These 2 I've pushed out because they're not going to be there anymore. So the freight line goes through the tunnel as 2, but also I've got 4 tracks there, so it comes out of the tunnel as 2. If we have a look, so ignore the back line, that's a static line, that's just for basically scrapped locos. So this line is a scrap line, does no electric. So that's the up, that's the down, that's the main freight line, this is the secondary freight line. So the secondary freight line originally was part of the TMD, goes along here and basically will loop back to the freight line track here, so I can have 2 passing freight trains on that section, or one just sitting waiting for the other one to come through. But also off of the inner freight line I have another, obviously, siding, so I've got 2 which are splits into 2 sidings. As you can see, they're newly laid track. The original stopped there. I've extended those all the way down to where that little plastic tub is, the second one. They stop just there. So I've got 3 bits of sidings for just sitting trains and other bits in, so which I thought would be quite useful. I've got things like I want my snowplow train, so I think that will sit in here. I can have some other sort of departmental stocks just sat there, that sort of thing. Quite good. So that's where we're at. So I've done a little bit of rejigging with the track work. I've taken out the points underneath on the freight line and just got 2 single lines coming round. So the other thing I've been doing is I've started work on my control panel for this side and for all of the point work on the underside. So this is the basic, this is the top layer. So, and then I've got 3 lots for underneath this side. Obviously I've got to do underneath for the other side as well. So, but because I've got 3 lots going on under there, it's a bit hard to explain it all, and I've messed up some of this drawing, so just ignore that. So my next job is to paint in the lines that I want, then mask them over once they're dry, spray paint the whole lot. I've also getting a point indicator lighting system. I've just ordered some of those, so we will do a video on fitting and using how you install those. So I've got to start drilling out the holes for the LEDs as well, so that, especially for underneath, I want to know where my tracks are set, because obviously I can't see those without climbing down and looking right underneath with a torch, and even then it's going to be very hard to see at that angle which way the point's set. So I do need this on these underneath tracks if need be. And because I've got 3 units coming, they do 8 points each, so that's 28. I had 16, 24 I've got, so I've got 10 there, 20, 23 just there, so that's 24. So I'm going to need another circuit to do the other 7, so that's going to be 4 units just for doing this side of the layout, but it's going to be worth it. And then obviously another couple of units for the other side. Anyway, that is where I'm at. I'm pretty much just waiting for these units to turn up so that I can start working on this board properly. I'm not going to do a video on making the board. Loads of people have done videos on that, but what I will do is a video of how you wire up the unit, which is from block signaling, on how you wire it up with the points, with the switches, etc., so that it works for this. It is pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward, but if you didn't know what you're doing, you might find it a bit daunting, so especially with so much going on. Anyway, I will leave it there, and hopefully I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching.